Okay, so did you see the latest version of Death Note on Netflix?
No,
The live
I
action
did not.
with Willem Dafoe.
I was getting when you told me to watch it, and the more I looked up reviews, and the more, I got an impression of how crappy it was. I decided no, thank you.
Reviews was it Rotten Tomatoes again?
It was that, and also like it was probably Mr. Sunday Movie. I think did something too. So
Their podcast.
I think so. I think there was a review,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be very good. So I don't want to waste time. You know me.
Okay, all right.
You love wasting time with that stuff.
Okay, so I liked it better than the actual anime.
Right.
But,
Tell me why.
Okay, so it's very different from the anime, but I think we've talked about this before casually. But when I first started watching Death Note, so the anime, when you recommended it to me, someone gets a book, and they have the power now, if they know the name and the face, they can write the name in the book and kill that person. So the character Light in the anime is just like this super intelligent, like high school student, like way smarter than he should be, decides that we can change the world and make it a better place. But I
remember kind of relating to him in that way.
Pent up rage for like the broken society,
self-righteousness and stuff. I remember back then I definitely related to Light for some weird narcissistic reason.
So here's the thing. So he starts killing criminals by writing their names on a death note, and then of course he's seen as kind of a vigilante. So now the authorities like the police and Interpol are after him. And I thought, this is going to be interesting, because this is going to be about this moral dilemma, the gray issue of like, how do you handle this power? First, you're trying to make the world better because you're killing bad guys. Now good guys are after you. Do you fight the good guys, like the cops? Because they're the good guys. Aren't you trying to make the world a better place? Like, just to quote one of my other favorite animes, Trigun, just like, I kill spiders to save butterflies. You do it long enough, you realize you've become a spider. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So that's not so much a problem with the anime.
Yeah.
But I thought that's what it was going to be about, and I was really interested. But then by episode 3 or 4, if I remember correctly,
right, he basically
realized, he has no problem with killing anyone who's in his way. So really, it's just
he's completely amoral.
Yeah, he's a like purely neutral, or maybe even like neutral evil. He's almost a psychopath in that sense.
He's definitely all sorts of paths. He's a psychopath. He's a sociopath.
Yeah,
he's real bad.
So what I didn't realize is the series just ended up being kind of this Sherlock Holmes off.
Yes, is Sherlock Holmes like that? Is there a who's smarter than who?
I think it became like a Sherlock Holmes versus Moriarty. Yeah, and now the Death Note is more just
who's smarter,
like a premise.
Yes.
Whereas I was wanting to see something more revolved around the Death Note and what happens when you give someone this power. Do they spiral down?
Yes.
Is the moral going to be you can't be a vigilante and do good overall, or like where do you compromise?
I think most people loved it for the fact that it was cat and mouse, right? Obviously, right? That's like the main reason. If you ask someone why they like Death Note, it's the outsmarting thing, which is kind of funny that's the reason you didn't like it. You wanted more of the moral dilemma.
Because it's Death Note. It'd be different if he was just some genius psychopathic killer. And then it became like, if it's Sherlock Holmes, I'll watch Sherlock Holmes because Sherlock Holmes does it best. Yes. I just feel like I don't want to see a Death Note introduced in Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
Even though I'm sure Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty could do great stuff with it. But just like, that's not what I want to see when I'm watching Sherlock Holmes. It's not what I want to see when I watch Death Note.
So I completely disagree with you, but I see what you mean. They did maybe put too much of the who's smarter than who and not enough of the moral dilemma. But I saw some of the moral dilemma, especially with that one particular character. I guess there's no spoilers, whatever. Yeah. We're way too far now. Yeah. Like with his dad, I thought there was a real dilemma there. Like, it wasn't huge. He kill
his dad, right? Or
yeah, exactly. That was a thing. I think there was some dilemma there. But that was probably the only moral dilemma. Right. Everyone else was just killing like you wouldn't believe it, right? Like, so yeah, in a way he was just pretty insane. Yeah. But I wonder if that's what made it so interesting. I can imagine there's this dark kind of morbid viewer, which maybe I was like. Maybe the problem is you had morals back then, right? But when I was watching this, I had very few morals, and I thought, I get it. Like, this is like self-righteous. I know how the world should be. Anyone who gets in my way, get out of my way.
Right.
Right? I will. If you get out of my way, you're dead. Like, I would just kill you. You get out of my way. And I think that's what made the character interesting. People love the anti-hero, right? The one who just takes everyone down, get out of my way. I have a better sense of justice than anyone.
My theory is, if people like the anime, they'll hate this new adaptation. But maybe because I wasn't big on the anime, I like the adaptation.
Yes.
I'd argue the adaptation, the newer one, it's kind of the opposite, where Light, the main character, is actually portrayed very much more. He has a moral dilemma.
Yes.
And actually I guess spoilers, the psychopathic part of it maybe comes at the end. And so if they want to continue it and do a sequel, they can. And it seems like he's becoming more of that. But what happens is, in the actual live action, he's very much about trying to make the world a better place. He's not just a psychopathic killer. And what happens is they introduce a girlfriend for him, and she takes on that role a bit more.
Maybe that's just that represents North American media, right? Like, we don't like just pure evil characters as much. Maybe there's, you want to, this guy's bad, but he has a heart of gold. Like, that's a very typical plot line, where I think maybe, I don't know if it's a Japanese media thing, there's sometimes bad guys are really just bad guys, and good guys are really just good guys. And I wonder if there's something like that where
culturally,
maybe it's cultural, because here, you got this teenage guy and he's just a maniac psychopath. Maybe people don't want to watch that. Do
you think if you watch the anime again now, you'd see it differently? Because you said you were in a very different place in your life. So I guess part of me is like, now, like, I don't relate to that. I don't relate to just, I'll kill anyone, get out of my way, and I don't, like, to me. So in a sense, I don't sympathize with it anymore. Now it sounds just weird.
I was a murderer back then. For anyone listening, I never was actually just killing anyone who got in my way. But, like, it only happened like twice. But the point is, no, maybe you're right. But my memories of Death Note are not obviously the fact that I related to Light. That wasn't my takeaway. But it was this, like, even episode 1. Like, I love that moment where he's like kill me. Like, the L is like calling out Light.
Yeah.
And there's this moment you're like, this is amazing. Like, this L guy is so good, because Light is really played out to be invincible. Right? He's been killing people for, like, I don't know, months or something. And then L shows up and he's like, just calls him out. Does this amazing twist. This random dude dies and you're like, what is happening? This is so good. I love it. One of my favorite twists. It's like I show it to somebody and then they end up watching Death Note. I think I did that to you. I think I showed you episode 1.
No, I just took it and started watching it, which is why I didn't know that was coming. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure I would have gone in with the right expectation had I seen that first. But on that same note, and this is just on the same Death Note.
Yeah.
On that, so again with the relatability, what took me out of the anime, and even technically even the live action a few times, is just how quickly people are willing to accept that there's a supernatural thing.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's a really weird. I'm like, oh, I surmise this person has the ability to kill you if he knows your name. They're all like, oh, okay. So then we're going to look for him, like, hello, did you hear what I just said?
Oh, yeah, there's a Death Note. Yeah, totally.
Does it not rock your paradigm that this has been dropped on you? That you're dealing with someone who can just give you a heart attack if he knows what you look like and he knows your name? But I wasn't emotionally invested because I just felt like
you're too confused.
I can't grasp anyone's.
It's because you don't live in Japan. That's why. I'm thinking of, like, all the weird superstitions I grew up. These are the weirdest things that made no sense, right? About, don't do this, it'll make you sick, watch out for this, your bed has to be in this part of the room. That's ridiculous. But in their paradigm, that's not weird.
L is very emotional as opposed to being removed. So when, like, people die, he actually gets angry. It's not just the puzzle for him. So in a sense, I related to L more, I related to Light more.
But again, it's a softie.
It's just closer to what I want to see. That's all.
That's cool.
Oh, but one note though,
Death Note
about another Death Note that I relate to is that when Light in the live action is so when the Shinigami first appears to Light, he freaks out.
Doesn't he in the old one? He does in the old one.
No,
in the
he
anime.
falls out of his chair. Goes, falls out of his chair, and then he's like, I was expecting something when you and then he's completely fine with it. Whereas you should YouTube when the Shinigami appears to Light. Like,
it's good?
Well, just to watch the scene, because he reacts
like a real person.
Like a real person would react, which is he loses his mind.
Right.
And it's great.
Yes, that's good.
A Light that pees his pants is probably
that's the kind of like
because I would pee my pants.
Yeah, so you're just that. I think that's what it is. You like this. You like the live action because you can relate to this light, and I like the old one because I can relate to the old one.
Yeah,
because you're the type of guy who pees your pants,
right?
And I'm a psychopath.
Right. Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what it comes down to.
Oh no, I've learned too much about myself tonight.
I think we both have.